Let's start by checking we have everything we need. We should have 16 55mm bolts, 8 40mm bolts, 4 35mm bolts, and 1 30mm bolt. That 30mm bolt we are just going to use as a tool, so put that to one side. We should also have 8 top hat nuts, 2 Allen keys, and 12 barrel nuts. There are 2 types of leg, 4 of each. It's very important you group them correctly as shown. If you were to take a leg from the top group and a leg from the bottom group, they would be referred to as an opposing pair of legs. We also have 4 leg braces, a left and right chair handle, 2 seat bases, 2 seat backs, a tabletop upper, a tabletop lower, and heather to put it all together for us. Let's get started. Position an opposing pair of legs and a leg brace as shown. Notice the position of the holes. Now slot each leg onto the end of the leg brace. Take the 30mm bolt and screw it into the end of a barrel nut. This will now allow us to drop the barrel nut into the hole at the end of the leg brace, and using a 55mm bolt we can now screw the leg to the leg brace and tighten with an Allen key. We then remove the 30mm bolt. We do this also on the other side. Your leg assembly should now look like this. We need to repeat this 3 times over to give us 4 leg assemblies. Take 2 of those leg assemblies and position them like this. Take the left handle and slot a 40mm bolt into each side hole. Lower the handle down onto the leg assembly, positioning the bolts into the top hole in each leg assembly. You can now tighten with an Allen key, and we need to repeat this process using the right handle to give us a left and right chair assembly. Take the left chair assembly and position it as shown. Take a seat base and slot it inside the chair assembly. Use a screwdriver to pass through the chair assembly into the seat base to support it on the inside. Then take a top hat nut and place it into the hole on the other side of the seat base. Then take a 35mm bolt and bolt the leg to the seat base. You can then tighten it up with the Allen key. Now tilt the seat base until it is level. Take a seat back and slot it into the seat base and chair assembly. This is a little bit fiddly. Take a top hat nut and pass it through the seat base and seat back, and bolt it to the chair leg using another 35mm bolt, and then tighten off with the Allen key. You now need to take a barrel nut and place it in the hole in the left handle, and bolt the seat back to it using a 55mm bolt, and then once again tighten with the Allen key. We now need to repeat this process with the right hand chair assembly. Position it as shown. Slot in a seat base and support it on the inside with a screwdriver. Bolt it to the outer leg with a top hat nut and 35mm bolt. Bring the seat base level. Slot in the seat back and bolt it at the bottom with another top hat nut and 35mm bolt. Then use the barrel nut, placed inside the handle, to secure the back with a 55mm bolt. You now need to turn the chair assembly around and take out the screwdriver. Bring over the left chair assembly so it's alongside. Be careful how you carry it, because the seat's back and base are only secured on one side. Take the lower tabletop and place it in between the chair assemblies. Pay attention to the position of the bolt holes in the tabletop. Now take a top hat nut and place it in the right hand seat base and seat back. Lift up the lower tabletop. Secure the lower tabletop to the right hand seat using a 55mm bolt. It can be quite tricky to locate the bolt into the top hat nut. Once you've managed to locate and screw in the top hat nut, tighten it with an Allen key. Repeat the process for the left hand chair. Now we need to secure the front of the tabletop. Lift it up so that it is level. Take a top hat nut and place it in the bolt hole of the right hand seat base. Now take a 55mm bolt and place it through the tabletop. Pass it through the chair leg and bolt it to the top hat nut. You can then tighten off with an Allen key. And repeat the process for the other side. We now need to take the upper tabletop and lower it into position as shown here. We're going to secure the tabletop to the legs using 40mm bolts. Just slot them in and screw them up. You need to do this for all 4 bolt holes and tighten them up with an Allen key. We now need to take a barrel nut and a 55mm bolt. Place the barrel nut in the back of the tabletop and the 55mm bolt through the right hand seat back and screw the two together. You can now tighten with the Allen key. We need to repeat this for the left hand seat back as well. Once you've done that, all that's needed is to go around all the nuts and bolts and make sure they're nice and tight. Now that we've finished our assembly, there's only one thing to do. Thank you for watching.